Bonnie just wrote, how do I get rid of the lump in my throat that I wake up with every day?
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
that's a hard one, but I thought we'd start hard.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Because I think a lot of people are waking up with some version of that, right? It's fearful,
Yeah.
it's unknown. It's again, it speaks to safety and our need for it. And we are in a place of massive unknowns, which creates a lot of anxiety, which is what creates the lump in the throat, I would imagine.
Yes.
And it's so all of this, if we're going to get through this, and I know we will, but again, it could take some time, and there will be, I think, a difficult process because of the need for, culture is tricky that way. Culture wants you to believe there's no other way. That is the first the approach to a strong culture is, or it can be. In this case, it certainly is, that this is the only way it can be. And we've been lulled into this through convenience. I think the fact that over the last 150 years, things have gotten easier for so many of us in so many ways. Even the hardest lives are generally easier than they would have been 200 years ago. But they're not as real as they were 200 years ago. We're sort of disconnected from nearly everything. And obviously the food we eat is an example, but there's a ton of them that we've been lifted off reality. We are, as my friend Wes Jackson says, we are a species out of context. We're a species out of context. This is not who we actually are, this culture that we're in right now, through all the convenience and all of the technology and I'm not saying we should go back. I love refrigeration and indoor plumbing and all those things. I don't think we should just go back, but it's a very important thing, because the lump in your throat, our throats, our collective throats, is what's going to happen. We're going to lose these things that we've become so accustomed to and make us feel safe. And yet I do believe underneath that, once we start mostly being forced to look, I think, frankly, is that there is a layer of life that we've been disconnected from that we need to find again. And that takes a lot of different forms. It's kids have been, forced, and parents have been forced into an unusual, not unrealistic, because again, for hundreds and thousands of years, we've had tribes and we've had multiple people raising kids, and we had aunts and uncles nearby, and all these things were natural. But now we're all in our little homes, separated, and we can FaceTime somebody or we can see them on the weekend, but it's a very different existence. And so again, I go back to that lump almost being the manifestation of this disconnection and the fear.
I really like that. I like that, to reframe it, that your lump, all of our lumps, or whatever it is we feel. I wake up more with my heart kind of pounding. We could take it as a message of you're on the right track. You are grieving.
Yeah.
And you are feeling, and you are being called, and we don't quite know to what, but know that there are other people with lumps in their throat all over the world, and feel a sense of connection through it.